Salutations, comrades, truth seeking, all be back with another one. And today, I'm going to be bringing up a topic which has pretty much been in the background. It's been a bit of background noise, but it's something that I think I should reiterate because, for the OGs of us that have been here for a while, my thoughts and views on the red pill. And I think with the red pill in particular, it does have some good points. Like all praxologies, like a lot of ideologies out there, there's a lot of, pros and cons. There's a lot of good takes, bad takes, etc. But I think it's safe to say in 2026, what we've witnessed from the beginning of the year until now, until today, I'm putting it on record and I'm here to say that the red pill is dead. It's done, right? We've seen the destruction that has been, that has befell the most prominent figures within the red pill. We've seen the fall-offs, we've seen the snaking, we've seen the lies, the hypocrisy, we've seen the gumpery and the cuckoldry that's been going on in the red pill. And it's always being done with this pseudo-masculinity and this false guise, right, of being in control. It's dependent on bullying women. It's dependent on shaming men. And one of my biggest critiques of the red pill is a lot of the truths which it highlights, especially in regards to intersexual dynamics. If these things are true, would this not lead you to the black pill? That's my biggest question. Because if you're saying that getting married is bad, most women ain't shit, right? All of the issues that you're going to, well, not all, right, but most of the issues that you're going to, encounter in your adult years, a lot of it, or the vast majority of it, is either going to be directly or indirectly attributed to a woman or children, right? And obviously the children is by proxy, because if you have children with a woman and she is inevitably going to leave you, and that is definitely something that cannot be debunked, right? These women are leaving. They're here for a good time. They're not here for a long time. And I'm going to tell you why and how the red pill has died. Because I think it's something that needs to be addressed, right? And it's the official death. 2026 make this year go down in record. It is the official death of the red pill. And, just for the benefit of men in general, I'm actually glad about it. I'm happy about it, in all honesty. Because the red pill was always harping on about self-improvement, vetting women, right? All these other rudimentary aspects of intersexual dynamics that barely require any cognizance to apply. You don't need to be a rocket scientist to understand what you want from a partner. A lot of it is biological. A lot of it is subconscious, right? We're sending signals subliminally through pheromones. A lot of it is the art of seduction. You don't even need to talk. And obviously this doesn't apply for men who are physically challenged. For men who are physically challenged, we know our position, and that's what's so funny. It doesn't matter what pill you are, all of this arbitrary crap, right? If a woman is out of your league, and I say that just based on, physiology, right? Just based on looks. If a woman's out of your league, you know that already. And most of us with common sense, intelligence, right, and some self-respect, we're not even going to approach them. We're not even going to try our luck with them. Why? Because we already know that based on physical attraction, you're not going to be her type. And she's definitely your type. But why would she settle for you? Why do you think gumps exist? Why do you think beta bucks exist? Because they're people that they want to bridge the gap between that disparity. They're willing to spend some money. They're willing to be used and abused just for an opportunity or a taste or a whiff or a smell of that used box. And they're willing to do anything to get it. Let them have it. That's what I say. Right? The main reason it died is because outside of all that convoluted word salad, what we have to remember, and I think it's very important to bring this up, we have to be honest, right? The ultimate goal of the red pill is to find an alleged good woman, settle down and start a family. When you break everything down, when you peel all the layers of the onion away, that's what the red pill is saying. That is no different to the blue pill. That is no different to the prime programming. That is no different to what the matrix or what the system wants us to do. It wants us to look after the dead weight of society, which is modern women, respectfully, right? We just have to call a spade a spade. We already have benefits and all of these things that are supposed to help them, and all these DEI and all these forms of equity and social justice that's supposed to give women equity. And even with all these things, abortions, etc., even with all of these things, they still find ways to fuck it up. They still find ways to make mistakes. They still find ways to procreate with so-called men that they should have thought twice about. Whatever, you're the one in control. You're supposed to be a responsible adult, and you cannot keep blaming men. Now, I'm not defending those guys that are going out there and procreating, but when you're the one that's in control of who has sex with you, that's all on you, baby. When you're the one that's in control of who's born on this planet, that's all on you, baby. And even though I'm an anti-natalist and I have anti-natalist views, right, and I would go for selective breeding at the least, right? I don't think everybody should have a child, right? It's ludicrous that we're in a society, right, that allows homosexuality, transgenderism, right? You need a license to have a car, but if you want to have a child, anyone could do it as long as you have some functioning genitalia. Then it's all okay. Then it's open season. And I think that's sick. And a lot of people, they're not mentally or economically in a position where they should be having children, because that child is more or less going to suffer for the vast majority of their life, especially the formative years. And you could argue that those are the most important years, especially when the mothers are leaving, especially when society is only getting more tight. It's getting more inflated. The cost of everything is going up. People are becoming more selfish, greedy, and they're in a survival mode, and they're more vicious than ever. So what do you think is going to happen? These little bastards are going to adjust to their environment. Understandably, though, I'm not even holding that against them. But what I understand, my understanding of the red pill, or being red pilled, right, it's about, if we're being candid, it's about restricting women's ability to cheat or embarrass you. And it's damn near illegal in the gynocentric West. Even if you think of it as a field card or field conditions, right? You cannot be red-pilled in the West. You cannot be red-pilled in these first world nations. It might work in Taliban districts, but not in the West. All you are supposed to be as a man, right, whose flesh, the accursed flesh, I'm back there again, whose accursed flesh craves and yearns for desire and touch of a woman, you are supposed to be a helpful idiot. You will always be the sacrificed, and you are collateral damage, right, for the cost of box. So why do these guys keep trying to bully women and manipulate men? Doesn't make sense. You got to leave it alone, guys. It's getting boring now. It's getting tired. And we're going to even be more honest, more candid. All of the points and all of the claims highlighted by the red pill, if we're just being honest, it's supposed to lead you directly to the black pill. Am I wrong? It's supposed to lead you to the black pill. Don't tell men to improve and get your money up and get in shape and all of these things, and then it's like, okay, at that point, then you could get a woman, and then she's just now going to be more submissive to you, and she's going to... What are you talking about? You're ignoring the most important variable in the equation, and it's women's ability to have free will, women's ability to be snakes, right? To be capitalist, true capitalist, right? Not the political term of capitalist, but it means capitalizing on your opportunities, being able to be a bit Machiavellian. And I'm sorry, right? And it might sound a bit contradictory to a degree, but I'm somebody that I respect. I'm a bit weird in that sense. I actually respect it. I respect it. And what I've seen over the years, women are so predictable and they're so consistent in their ability to capitalize that I can no longer even say that I feel sorry for men. And it hurts my heart to say that. Let me specify, I don't feel sorry for men that get into relationships thinking that they found the one. You haven't found the one. You are part of something that is bigger than yourself. Do you not understand that men and women have been dealing with each other since the beginning of time? Why do you think that you're reinventing the wheel? And I think it's very disingenuous for men to act like, oh, we're some good guys and, we're just trying to be the nice guy. Bro, you want sex. Stop being sneaky about it. Stop being dishonest about it. You know you want sex. Women know you want sex. And they might pretend and play into your charade and play into your lot. They do that. Why? Because they know why you spoke to them. They know why you slid in her DMs. She's not stupid. She's just trying to get as much as she can out of you for as little investment as possible. And if we're being honest, you're trying to do the same. You don't want to go on dates. You don't want to meet her family. You want to take her home. You want to bend her over and you want to beat her down. Let's just be honest. And if you're attractive enough, that can run. Let's be clear. If you are attractive enough, right, and she's in a position in her life where she wants to have fun and she wants to experiment and she's not looking to settle down initially, then maybe you're that guy. Maybe you're the Chads and the Tyrones of the world, so this message won't resonate with you. But for the most of us, that isn't on the cards. That isn't the sort of experience which you're going to have with women. You're going to be a guy, so that automatically puts you on the back foot because you don't have the control of, who you have sex with. You only have sex with who allows you to have sex. Is that not correct? We're all experiencing it. So my issue is, let's not cry about it. Right? Let's accept the death of the red pill and let's start to move on along the praxology timeline, right? You start off as a blue pill, or worse, you start off as a normie. Now, I've already said normies and blue pills ain't the same. So if you're interested in that, go into the Rumble, it's there. But you can start off as a blue pill. Then you go to the red pill because you start to, you wanting to throw your weight around. You wanna get what you want out of life. You're starting to be more proactive. And then once you've achieved certain, lifestyle goals or you reach certain milestones, now you start to feel entitled. You're like, oh yeah, well, I've got my own place. I've started driving. I'm in shape. So how comes I still ain't got any women? How comes I'm like, where is it? Why isn't it working for me? And then you start to look at, now you have to critically assess yourself and you need to start being honest. And that's when it leads you to the black pill where you say, oh, wait, looks do matter. Oh, wait, none of this shit matters because all the women that I'm even going to have a chance with or opportunity with, right, they're not as monogamous as you think. If she is only attracted to guys with sports cars and Lamborghinis, then that means that that's her type. That's who you're competing with now. You're competing with the cream of the crop. You're competing with 6 foot guys, 6'4" guys, 6'5" guys, celebrities, athletes. You might even be in a worse situation than a regular guy that's willing to settle down with a woman that's 2 deviations below his SMV. And that deserves a video in of itself because I'm not into that shit. I think you should only be dealing with women that are equal or higher. But I understand why guys say, you know what? I just want an easy ride. There are guys that say, I just want an easy ride. I just want a woman that's low maintenance. And even then, there's issues with that. And I've got a whole list of notes about why you should actually go for women that are more attractive. Because the woman that's a 7, well, let's use a different terminology. The woman that's a true 7 and a woman that's a 4, trust and believe, and I mean this, they do the same shit. They are exactly the same. Even if she's a true 4, she acts like a 7. The 7 isn't even going to act like a 7. She's going to act like an 8 or 9. And I know there's not much deviation between those when you start getting to those numbers. But a lot of us guys, we're never even going to get to experience those women. So don't bullshit yourself. You can dream, you can fantasize, but that's not in your, that's not in your future. That's not in your life path. You got to start embracing, the unfortunate circumstances which you find yourself in. You need to start finding ways to be crafty. You need to start finding ways to bridge the gap so that you can still get what you want. You just don't have to pay the full cost. And I think that's why I'm so glad to say that the red pill is dead. It needs to die. It's enough. Stay in it to self-improve. Stay in it to learn meaningful skills or to motivate yourself with your already challenging life. But you need to leave it when you start getting to the apex of it, where, oh yeah, well, now you need to start vetting women. For what? Why are you vetting them for? If a woman does OF or she does corn and you're interested in that, whatever floats your boat, that's what you're into. Is she going to make a good wife or mother? Probably not. But is that even an issue at this point? If the premise that you're even pursuing them in the first place is because of your accursed flesh, this is animalistic, not... This is animalistic. This is not mathematics. This is not scientific. This is animalistic. This is biology. This is savagery. This is barbarism. So embrace it. Unlock your inner caveman. She wants steak. Give her the steak. You get what you want. Use her and abuse her. Use her like I have to be careful what I'm saying. But that is the reality of things. And all of these tales of romance, of love, of unconditional love, of finding your soulmate, these are all convoluted strategies. These are all fairy tales designed to make you guys continuously pursue your accursed flesh, when you know in your own heart, in your own soul, that you are just after some sex. And if you cannot control that, you're going to be in for a long ride. It's going to be a long night for you. And life isn't as short as we think. Life is long. It's a marathon, my boy. So I'm actually proud. I'm actually delighted that the red pill is dead. I don't even see it that much promoted in my timeline anymore. I don't see it that much in my algorithm. And not having so much red pill content, on my algorithm, is kind of what made me make this video. I'm like, oh, where's all the red pillars? Why are you not there? Why normally? And it's not just about what I'm watching. It's just gone. Who cares anymore? Your leaders are frauds for the most part. If we're just being honest, they don't have the men's best interest at heart. They are in it for financial incentives, and that's fine. There's no issue with that. They're not trying to make meaningful change. They're not doing anything in the real world. They have enough money. They have enough, they have enough of an audience, right? And everything they do just seems to be, oh yeah, if you want to meet us, pay some money. If you want to spend time with us, pay some money. Everything's pay some money. Subscribe to this, join that. They are just there to abuse you. And guys that are buying into that, I'm like, what is wrong with you guys? Like, there's nothing wrong with making some money, but it's like, at what point? It's like, holy shit, bro. Like, these guys are just using you as a trick. Because they're like, hey, if we're telling you to go out there, right, you got to pay for dates, you got to get your money up, you got to look after a woman, they know you're a sucker. They know you're a sucker. Why? Because they're suckers too. They're paying for it too. And you believe they're bullshit. So they're like, hey, if these guys are believing this shit, hey, we might as well milk them for our money. The game is made to be sold, not told, right? That's their ethos, because they're hustlers. And you are the victim. You are the mark. Because you're looking for answers in the wrong place. You're looking for angels in hell. You're looking for wisdom in a place that isn't a library. You're looking for knowledge without experience. And that is what saddens my heart. So red pill, RIP, man. RIP is done. It's done. Men are waking up. Men are getting more intelligent. Men are actually applying some of these, some of this ethos, and they're having experiences and getting either worse results than they got. Why? Because they feel more entitled now, so they've got more expectations, and then it's even more of a drop. It's more of a fall off, or they're seeing it for what it is. They're like, oh, this is bullshit. These guys are paying for it. These guys are getting cheated on. These guys are marrying and having children with women who do sex work, but they're telling us not to do it, and they're mocking us and making fun of us when we do it. Because they're ignoring the women in the equation. The women hold all the power, and they're very happy to do sex work. They're very happy to make money in ways which are embarrassing to us. Because they know that whatever they do, you're going to accept them. As long as you like her looks, as long as you're attracted, as long as you're attracted to her, as long as she gets your dick hard, they know how weak you are. They know. And at some point, you can't even be mad at it, man. It's like, man, this is the game. This is what it is. So keep your dignity and bow out gracefully. Sit at the sidelines and enjoy the show. Don't take part in the circus, man. It's not worth it, boys.